you guys doing?
Morning.
Well, hey, while we're waiting for people to show up, you guys tell me what are your holiday plans this week? Uh, Lindsay, you doing something very special?
Actually, no, I was in Arizona all weekend, so I'm driving back now. I'm going through the windmills. So,
Oh, okay. Did you have family in Arizona, or was that
yeah, family in Arizona and tying up some family business and started doing Christmas lights out at the Scottsdale Princess, which was absolutely gorgeous.
oh, that does. I love Arizona. That's such a nice area. All
It
right.
is
So
very pretty.
you're gonna kick back, relax, and have a relaxing holiday. How about you, Dr. Fabian? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Staying here in Houston, we got family coming over. In fact, they surprised us this past weekend, so they're gonna be here all week, which is great. We haven't seen them in a couple of years, but
Oh,
yeah, just the traditional turkey, gobble gobble, and steak, and do as much as we can together. Yeah.
so I know you'll have some good wine.
Oh, I already have it. Yes, I
Right.
did.
I knew you would. I knew you would. Hi, Leila. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Good morning. Are you talking to me?
I love your haircut this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm home. I have family coming from out of town and out of country, so it's going to be nice.
Well, you were the hostess with the mostest. I tell you, if I could be at anyone's table for Thanksgiving, I think I'd choose yours. You're amazing at what you do to entertain people.
Thank you.
You have to send me photos.
I
Hey, Ed,
will.
how are you, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving. Hello, Bahar. Hello, Reen. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Hi,
Happy
Carrie. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, Rosie.
Good. You too.
Hi, Gabrielle.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, yes. All right, Carrie, you got to tell us, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Oh my goodness, you don't even want to know.
Are you the hostess with the mostest? Do you put on a big spread as well?
I am not. I have both my kids are away. My son is in Texas. We just had a new grandbaby, about a week old, and I will not be
Congratulations.
going out until Christmas, closer to Christmas, because I went out there prior to help them set up the room. So I am going to be studying because I just joined a 15-month commitment of a coaching program that I am committed to. So that is what I'm going to be doing for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that sounds like you. You're gonna work
Sounds like me. I know. I
right
didn't
through
think
the
you'd be
holiday.
shocked.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but
It,
we are going to families. We're going to Eric's family on Thanksgiving Day. So I will take a few hours to go and mingle and all that. So I'm excited about that.
well, if he wears a suit to Thanksgiving, will you send me a picture? Um,
I will for sure. And guess what? He's actually doing his first public speaking on December 6th at a convention, and I'm super excited for him. He'll be talking about wholesaling. He's already written a book and he's getting some feedback, and it's super exciting. So I'll be speaking with him as well, and we're gonna go and I'm gonna support him. So I'm excited.
that's great. Are you coaching him on his speaking? Because you're like the best public speaker ever.
No, Eric does a good job. He's pretty nervous about it because he likes to crack a lot of jokes. So I am trying to train him on, babe. Okay, you can't crack a joke. He wants to have like music on and money like thrown in the air.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Okay.
gonna let him
He's
be
a
him. I'm gonna let him be him
he's a showman. He's a showman. I love it.
for sure.
Happy Thanksgiving, Kelly McCall. I hope you're doing great. Daniel G, it's Christopher Enoch's first Thanksgiving. For those of you that don't know, Daniel just had a little baby boy. He's got the rounded out family, one daughter, one little boy, and
Oh,
lots, lots of
congrats,
good Christmas
Daniel.
for in the G
Thank
family.
you.
007, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Good morning. Having dinner locally with friends. Happy Thanksgiving.
Very nice, very nice. Sounds pretty laid back to me.
You know,
All
hope my Lions pull it off against the Packers.
They're looking good this year.
No
Yes, they are.
kidding. I mean, after 100 years of losing
Nine-
seasons.
No, 1962 was the last time they had this record.
Dude, that was before we were born.
No, not me.
It might as well not have existed, right?
Hey, Sean, what about my Broncos?
I
Tell
mean,
us about the Broncos.
that was a big win. Way to go. Way to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, and Casey lost last night
I know, it was great.
by 1 point.
Yeah, I'm so over Mahomes.
Holmes. All right, guys. Well, enough chit chat. Let's dig into things. First of all, I just, this is the season of gratitude, and I just want you to know how much each and every one of you mean to me and how grateful I am for you. And I recognize you're all out there working super hard, and you guys are the best of the best. You're the ones that have had tenacity and are weathering through, another valley in our marketplace, just with regard to volume. And but we're succeeding. I think we have about 40 deals closing in November, which is significantly up from October. So it does seem to be quite a bit of a little uptick in the marketplace. And so let's just delve into that real quickly. Nationwide, as of October 23rd, these stats usually lag about 30 days. Median sale price is up 413,874. That's up 3.5% year over year. 398,000 homes sold. That's down 9.43%. So volume is down 10% or almost 10% from last year. Mortgage rate, October 23rd was 7.6. That was up almost a point, 0.7 year over year. And citywide market trends. This is interesting. So, the migration has slowed way down since the peak of COVID, but people are flocking to Miami, Palm Beach, and look at Irvine, California. People are moving to the clean, safe environment of Irvine, California. I think that's very interesting. So that would explain why the Z team might have set a new price per square foot record there this last month, because that is a hot market. There were 482,000 newly listed homes. That's down 2% year over year. And median days on the market is only 34 days. So that's kind of nice. If you can get the listing, you're going to sell it if you price it right. So you've got a really good market to sell into. Homes that sold above list price was 31.6%. 31.6% of homes across the nation are still selling above list price. That's up 2.7% year over year. Homes that dropped their prices was 20.8%. That's down 0.85, so almost a full percentage. And sale to list price, look at that, 99.3%. So not a lot of negotiation. That's clearly the sellers are hanging tough on their list prices. 10 most competitive cities in the US. San Jose, California. Beautiful city. I understand why. Omaha, Nebraska. Guys, you laughingly say you're not in Kansas anymore, but there's not a lot of difference between Omaha and Kansas. It's flat plains and gray skies. Richmond, Virginia, Rockford, Illinois, Sacramento, California. So a lot of people move into Sacramento. San Diego, right there in your backyard for most of you. San Diego's a hot spot. And then people are moving away from, this is interesting, Las Vegas, Orlando, Myrtle Beach, Salisbury, Nashville. I'm sorry. No, we're still on the moving to. Moving from is San Francisco, number one. But that'll all change now because Gavin Newsom cleaned up the streets there for all of our international guests, and so San Francisco will probably have a big turnaround. What do you think? Not so much. Sean, I would love to hear your comments. New York, number two on the list. You're biting your tongue right now. New York, 25,000 people moving out of New York. Los Angeles, right behind New York, 23,000 people moving out. Washington, D.C., 13,600 people moving out. Seattle, Chicago, Boston. So all these big, let's say, liberally run cities with surging crime are losing citizens. And, why do we care about that? Well, where do you want to market your nice, clean home in Irvine to, right? I would find a way to market into LA, into San Francisco. That's a logical move, right? For somebody that has family in California, business in California, but wants to get to a cleaner, safer, more relaxed place to live. These are good places to target. So navigating mortgage costs. Mortgages are at I think 28-year high, something like that. Dylan, are you with us? Dylan or Patty, are you with us today? I didn't see you on here. But rates are hovering just below 8%. And they don't seem to be having a significant impact on supply demand because we just went through the stats, right? When you've got 30% of houses selling over the asking price, we are not yet seeing the rising costs of mortgages impact the trade. So, people are learning to live with it. Those rates are significantly higher than they were 2 years ago, but throughout most of my career, I always thought a 7% interest rate was fair. So we're not too far above that. This is definitely something the market can handle. The banks don't like what it's doing to their balance sheets, but the market can live with it. So we're seeing that. Play out. So then we dive into some of the new stuff that I've been creating for Agent Inc. I'd like to take you to Agent Inc. Media real quick. Let's see here. Yeah.
Hi, John. Dylan just joined.
Oh yeah. Hey, Dylan. We were just talking about mortgage costs and how it's impacting the market. Do you have any comments for us this morning?
Yeah, good morning, John. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, so overall, what I'm seeing in just some conversations that I was having with a couple agents over the weekend, I was doing an open house with Dusty and his team, and we were talking about this exact subject a little bit, and we're not seeing a lot of changes in price point of homes, but interest rates, they've stabilized where they're at, but it doesn't seem like it's necessarily driving prices down. So that's where it's become interesting, because on a $800,000 home at 5% down, we're talking payments north of $6,000 a month, if not more. So that's where we're seeing buyers are a little more hesitant. It's not that they're not qualifying, it's more of the payment shock factor. And so the biggest thing that I've been telling everyone when doing pre-approvals is you don't need a daily update, but at least weekly, or by every 2 weeks, then we should be doing an update for those pre-approvals and making sure that just hey, yes, rates are where they were when we did this, and the payment is still expected to be X, because what has happened several times is buyers find the home, their dream home of, you know, $800,000-900,000 where they qualified, and they still qualified, but now there's, why is my payment $800-900 a month more? Well, you know, interest rates went up again, and nobody was communicating with them along, you know, that timeline. So we've worked with several people where, you know, they've said, well, my loan officer just doesn't communicate. They write the pre-approval, and that's the end of it until we get into escrow. And it shouldn't be that way. The loan officer, you know, and us at Agent Mortgage, you know, we are staying in contact with our agents. We really try every week as we have these pre-approvals to say, hey, this is where the rates are going. These are things you need to expect. And we're talking with the client as well. So if you haven't received an update from your loan officer, then there's something wrong. You need to be pressing to get updates, or let us take a look at it to make sure that you are, your client is taken care of, and there's no, you know, sticker shock when you guys are looking to get into escrow.
You know, Dylan, I couldn't help but notice that last month we had about 20 deals cancel. And I have to think that that's because, you know, people went into escrow with false expectations on their mortgage and, you know, got pushed out of escrow. And so what can our agents and our buyers do to make sure that doesn't happen through Agent Mortgage?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like I said, Patty and I, you know, we really do try to communicate every step of the way, with our clients and our agents, and let you guys know this is where the rates are. Every time there's a rate shift, especially with one of our pre-approvals, anything more than 0.25%, and we're giving everybody a call saying, hey, this is what's going on. This is how it's going to affect your payment. And I tell every single agent, I don't care how many times you call me, if you guys are looking at a property before you put in an offer, call me. I will run the numbers on that specific property. And I think a lot of times what I've noticed, is agents are always kind of shocked to hear that. So I will run the numbers and get you within $10 of what your payment is going to be, your client's payment is going to be on that property. And I think that's super important when running, when getting ready to submit an offer, because property tax rates are different, depending on the location and the newness of the home and what are the Mellorews and things like that. So when I run, or Patty runs an estimate on these things, you know, most of the time when we're pre-qualifying, we're just using standard numbers because we don't know where the property is going to be, which is what every loan officer does. But if your loan officer isn't going the extra step, when you guys are looking at properties and saying, hey, this is, you know, exactly what your payment is going to be on this property, you open it up to the sticker shock, right? So a lot of times, you know, there's the Mellorews and special assessments and things that, you know, you'd be surprised it can jack up the payment $500, $600, $700, $800 a month, and all of a sudden they still qualify, but they don't want the home. So I tell everybody, if you are looking seriously at a property, send it to us, let us take a look at it, and we'll get your payment within a couple dollars. So then there's none of that, oh my gosh, I didn't know that this was, you know, part of it. Or HOAs are a lot of times a shock. And so those are the types of things where, you know, if you're not in constant communication with your LO, there's something wrong. Because the LO, I think a lot of people write off the LO and say, oh, well, once the pre-approval's done, I'm good until we get into escrow. That's not the case. We should be just as involved in the home search as you guys are, every step of the way. Hey, we're interested in this home. Would you mind running the numbers for us? Absolutely. Even if you don't submit an offer, it gives you peace of mind. It gives us peace of mind, so that, you know, there's no shock when we get into escrow, and it gives your client peace of mind.
Thank you, Dylan. You guys are amazing. I love working with you. Thank you for supporting our body of agents the way you do, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, on the screen, I have agentinc Media. And guys, I work every day to build out this platform so that we have the best marketing of any real estate firm in the world. And I want to thank all of you for your patience. You know, building a new team is always has its challenges. Building new technology always has its challenges. But I'm very pleased. If you can see the screen, we now have a client login. So if you were to click on that, you know, you would go and see it recognized me. Hey, John McMonigal. And, you know, I can place an order. I can see everything that's been done before. And I can earn points. So every time you order something on agentinc Media, you build points for the next order. And so there's a lot of information on here about how agentinc Media supports you, education, all of our products. We also are posting our newsletter on basically all of our sites now. There's an Instagram feed. There's the full agentinc style guide. So if some of you guys have forgotten what your folders, business cards, signs, notepads, all this stuff should look like, the entire your letterhead, all this stuff is in here. So you kind of forget sometimes all the things we have. So be sure and check it out. We have our new and fresh up and going. So if you guys want to click on Christmas images, there's literally hundreds in here that you can make, newsletters, cards, you name it, postcards. Our team will brand it for you, send it out through social media, email, whatever delivery system that you want. And so I just wanted to invite, not too many people have a full media company sitting there waiting for them to basically do anything they want. And I'll give you an example. My mom, she likes to sit and color sketches, and she makes these beautiful, pages of these different drawings. And so I scan them into my phone and sent them off to our marketing department. I said, hey, make a bookmark out of these because we were giving away some books for Christmas. And so within a day, they created a beautiful bookmark with messaging on both sides and these personal images on them. And boom, send them to the printer the next day. So I also wrote a book. So you can go to ChatGPT 3.5. It's free. Download it to your computer, and you can just start typing. You can type anything you want, and then say, hey, lay this out as a book with table of contents, a forward, an acknowledgement, closing summary, all the stuff that would normally be in a book. And ChatGPT does that for you. And then you send it off to our marketing team, and they will put it in Canva Pro. And about 2 days later, you'll have a book, and it can be with the images you want. It can be completely animated. You just choose the style, and then they send it off and they print it at Blurb. So I'm just talking about different things that you can do. I mean, this is a tremendous resource to get creative. You want to build your own listing presentation, you want to update it, just like I said, scan your old one into ChatGPT 3.5, press rewrite, expand, and add any suggestions, and boom, you have that. Send it to our marketing department. They'll print it out on they'll lay it out for you on Canva Pro and send it off to Blurb to get printed. So I mean, there are so many things, guys, that you can do. Your imagination really is your only limitation, because we have this team just standing by ready to do all these things for you. And I'm buying new plugins for them, 2 or 3 a week. We're buying new software. We're filtering hundreds of new types of AI so that we can perfect your marketing and optimize it. So use agentinc Media. I think when you start using it and start getting creative with it, you'll really start to have some fun with it, because you have a full dedicated team over there just waiting for you. And they're in the Philippines. The reason we can afford to do this is because the cost of labor in the Philippines is incredible. I can hire a full-time videographer, or I can hire a full-time dedicated video editor for $400 a month. I can hire a full-time graphic artist for $400 a month. And so we've built out this whole team of talent, and the affordability rate is just incredible. So we can deliver to you, and these people are, they're very hungry. They're very nice. They're very respectful. They're great to work with, and so it's something that I'm very excited about it, and we'll just continue to build on it and improve on it. But I want you to start using it, and please always give me your feedback. I appreciate it when Sean calls me and says, "Oh, they don't know what EDD printing is for mailing," and he's all frustrated at the post of, "Hey, I need to know that because we can fix that." And so please give me all of your feedback. Anyway, so thank you for that.
Hey, John, real quick. You were talking about the AI writing, and it triggered something that I forgot I wanted to mention. Recently, Dusty set Agent Mortgage up on Lofty, the CRM that Real is offering all of you agents, and so we have direct access only when you allow us to utilize your CRM through Lofty to coordinate with your clients and to help pre-approve them and things like that. And one of the things that I was doing yesterday was I was going through Dusty's CRM and the clients that he shared with me and asked me to reach out to. And if you haven't noticed already, when you're using the CRM, you can input in there what you want, and it will write a full email for you. And it's way better worded than I could ever do it. And so, little sales pitch on utilizing Lofty, the CRM that Real provides to you guys, but also, like I said, it allows the lender to tap in for free so that we can also keep track. And you can see, Dusty sent me a text yesterday, "Hey, thanks for sending an email to that client," and he can see when I'm communicating with the client, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So sorry, that just triggered something I wanted to talk about.
Dylan, so tell me how we utilize that.
Yeah, so basically what happened is Dusty will assign me a contact. So I set up my account. We got it all set up in the last couple of days, and he will send me a lead and says, "Hey, contact this lead." It shoots me an email. He doesn't even have to tell me. So it says, Dusty assigned you this lead. And so the next thing that I do is I go into the portal and I have full access to it. And I can send out mass marketing emails. I can send out individual emails. I can do everything straight from the Lofty software that everybody has access to. And it allows the agent to also see where I'm at in the steps of pre-approving, of the communications that we're having. It'll tell them. So I've been utilizing it to send most of my emails because it'll also tell us if the client has read the email, if they've responded to the email. So it's a really great resource to see how engaged the client is, as well as how engaged your LO is, right? If it's hey, I shot out one email and that's the only contact that I had, it's probably not very good. But, Dusty can see how many times that we're reaching out and trying to make contact with that client. So it's actually a pretty good resource for both transparency, as well as just keeping track of, hey, this is who we need to talk to.
Yeah. And so is Lofty a CRM, or does it work with all different CRMs?
It's a CRM, and it's provided by Real, from what Dusty told me. So it's already, all the agents should have access to it.
Thank you.
John, Real basically switched from Chime to Lofty.
Got it. Okay, this is new information to me. I appreciate knowing that, Dylan.
Yeah, and it's been great. So I've been happy with it. Dusty's been happy with it, and it's been a great way for us to work together and help the clients. And I love the transparency of it, which is what's been great. So,
all right, I'm going to check that out today. Layla, how do we do? You just how do we make an account in Lofty? How do we do that?
Well, that's if you want to change your CRM to Chime, you just email the support and ask for signing up. And it's $40 per month. It was the last time I signed up. And let me just and they've just switched to Lofty.
Okay,
So
so you pay 40 bucks a
simple.
month, and support can you go directly? I guess you wouldn't go directly to Lofty because they charge you more.
No, because this is a good price through
Yeah.
Real,
Okay.
so they will send you
So-
the username and password.
So you go to support at Real and ask for a username and password for Lofty. Okay, got it. Thank
To
you.
sign up, if you want to sign up with them, you have to, you have to pick them to be your CRM.
Okay,
Not
awesome.
everybody's with Chime, but
Yeah, thank you for that. Okay, and I'll just touch on this a little bit more. We created a new website called Join Agent Inc. Hope you can see it on the screen. But what I wanted was kind of a one-stop shop, or one place where you could send agents that you're wanting to attract to your downline to learn more about Agent Inc. They have places here where they can learn all about the Real platform. And we added this week a media section, so I put some news and blogs about Real's quarterly reports. But there's a lot of information on here, guys. There's everything somebody would want to know that was thinking about joining. So be sure and check out joinagentinc.com and use this when you're talking to agents about joining our company. And then I've also put in our notes today a new site that we're developing, and I've been working on it for a few months. It's this brainchild has been in my head for a decade, but it's a big referral network. There's really no place to go that I'm aware of that you can see on a map where agents specialize in a neighborhood and work referrals. And so that's kind of the backbone of this. So what I want you guys to do, and once we finish the app here in the next or the website here in the next 2 weeks, we're then going to go right into building it out as an app. But it is something that I'd love for you to help me populate. Please go in, sign up. If you hit this sign up button right here, you would come down here and say, I'm an agent providing service. So you just click on that link, and then there's a little application form, and ask you a few questions, because we are trying to populate this with like the top percentage of agents. So it asks you to share a little information, and so if you just fill that out, and then we will place you on the map as being kind of the go-to agent for your neighborhood. And there's tons of functionality on this. It kind of works like Nextdoor, except that it's built to really promote one agent per neighborhood across the globe, and also make it very easy for you to see who you should refer people out to in cities that you don't have a relationship with. So please do me a favor, go on Nestnet and fill out the application, and we'll get you in the system. And guide your expectation. You're not going to get much from this for the next 6 months, or maybe even longer, until it really gets populated. But I want you to get in there today. Choose your neighborhood. They are exclusive. So choose your neighborhood today. Get on the map, and help me build out this referral network. And please, if you have, after visiting the website, if you have any suggestions or things that aren't working properly, please let me know. And so that was really it for me today, guys. I do want to wish each of you a very happy Thanksgiving, and just trust that you're safe and enjoy your family, and that we close out the year strong. It's funny. I almost always have a great December. Things seem to kind of stack up a little bit, and then boom, close a bunch of stuff out in December. So I'm hoping that for you too. And Layla, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about any operational things that are on your mind. Do you have anything that you want to share with our team?
The only thing is, if you guys having sometimes a hard time getting something signed by the broker on record, please involve me. I get it signed very quickly for you. Also, you can always ask questions from the support, but they also have a phone number, which sometimes where you're in a hurry, they get on the line with you. But I'm always here for, I know few of you always reach out to me, but please know that if you hit a hiccup with anything, please text me, or text is the fastest way you can reach me at any time, and I'll be happy to help you.
Hey, can I piggyback on that, Layla?
Uh-huh.
So yes, I want to definitely encourage all of you guys that, at least for me, I do reach out to Layla occasionally when I need something. The best way to reach her is via text, and she is absolutely amazing. And we had a hiccup this week, and she kind of walked me through it. We got the agent on the phone. We walked through it. Super helpful. We got to the right people. We got it taken care of. We had a great outcome from it. And Layla, I just want to say thank you so much. That meant so much to us and our team over here. But you are right, John. She is fantastic and just a great support. And I just really love working with her.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Layla has a big heart. She truly cares, and
She does. She does.
Rare. That is rare these days. So we love you, Layla. We're very grateful for you. And
thank you. Just the point is, don't get frustrated. There's no reason. There's always a solution. We'll figure it out really quick. I mean, I will do that on my part. So, but have a
So
very
Layla, don't get mad if everybody starts reaching out to you all at once.
no, it's not that bad. It's good. It's all good.
So let's open it up for discussion, guys. Does anybody have anything to add to the meeting? You know, there's a great blog and news section on my personal website, which I gave you a link to in the agenda, but we're cranking out blogs, sometimes one or two a day, things that I feel are important. And so be sure and check that out. But I just was curious if Sean, you had an opinion on how the so-called the Sitzer lawsuit will affect the industry. You have any comments on that?
Hey, John.
Yeah,
I
hear you.
You know, initially, of course, it could be a little concerning to everybody upon first hearing about the lawsuit, but I think it's going to be a long time before things change. I mean, this is obviously another attempt to, hurt the middle class, and I have I see a big picture view of this, and I don't think it's what, like everything else, it's not what we're being told. But initially, I think you just have to keep your head down, and more than ever, it's going to be about relationships, and people will understand the value we bring and how important it is to have us as an agent, as opposed to thinking that they could possibly, go through that minefield on their own. So I think we're going to be okay, but down the road, who knows what's going to happen. But initially, I think we're going to be okay.
You know, I agree. These things they take a long time to work their way through the courts. I do see, though, that if companies see that continuing business as usual will result in more liability for them, I think they'll start to make changes sooner than later. And you got guys like Mauricio publicly saying, let's all leave NAR and start our own coalition. They do nothing for us. And those are pretty big voices that have a lot of influence. And so I think we are going to start to see some shifts in the infrastructure of MLS and AR, and so it'll be interesting to watch. Does anybody else have any comments on this?
It's a great topic for discussion because we all need to share our thoughts on this one. I'd love to hear what everybody else thinks.
And
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
yes, hi, Dr. Fabian.
Yeah, I just think like Marisa was saying that, let's make our own coalition, besides NAR. I think that's gonna be harder for people that are starting off because NAR obviously they do have some good qualities to them from the training to designations that new agents might need. And a company like Real and Keller Williams and some of the big brokerages out there that are having a lot of new agents join them, I think it's just going to be more difficult for that particular company to switch to whatever new coalition might be if that was the case. And in that scenario, agentinc for in my opinion, we might have our hands tied with Real if they don't follow suit on what Mario or some of the other big names out there might want to do. Unless we just completely disengage from that. But that's something that could happen with a lot of big teams in some of the brokerages out there.
Yeah, if I were Mauricio, I wouldn't have used the word coalition.
Right.
I might live to regret that. But anyway, I think the whole coalition. Can anyone really articulate the true basis of that lawsuit? Anybody want to try to explain why plaintiffs were awarded 1.78 billion, and now there's over $1 trillion class action lawsuits following the same vein?
I think I can chime in on this, guys. I know I don't really talk in the Zooms that much, but I actually have a family friend that was helping out an elderly man who's 80 years old and is basically dying. And this agent got him to sign a 9% listing on a $400,000 house. And so I think that the reason this is happening is because of agents like that are abusive, and they, take 9%, 10% listings. And I just don't think it's ethical or moral. And I think that's, people like this kind of ruin it for everybody else. So that's kind of my opinion on it, because I didn't think that things like that existed. And then my friend actually showed me the listing agreement, and I felt so horrible for this 80-year-old man. So yeah, I think that's why that ended up there.
Well,
I agree.
a 9 is just an upside down 6. So I can see how that happened. I'm teasing, not a good joke. Gabriel, thank you for speaking. It's great to hear from you, and I really appreciate your insight. Has anybody else read the lawsuit? Does anybody else understand why 1.78 billion was granted to the plaintiffs?
My understanding is the original case was in Missouri, and it was an agent that basically told the buyer that he was working for him for free, and so he misrepresented the fact that he splits the commission with the listing agent, and that was the focal point. That's what started the whole thing. So basically, to her point, deception and dishonesty affects us all in this industry, obviously.
So it was less about having a structured, common percentage number as kind of the backbone or infrastructure of the industry, as it was someone saying that I work for free. Is that right?
It was deception. Yeah, they led this buyer to think the buyer claimed, and the lawsuit was that I could have gotten a better deal. I could have gotten a better price. I could have negotiated that had I known that you were getting 2.5% or whatever the commission was.
Got it.
So
Got it. So how does 1.78 billion be commensurate on the commission of one, $400,000 house? I mean, how did that happen?
I haven't read it, but I think that they went back and clawed back a certain number of years on all the transactions in 1 or 2 states that were part of that association.
Got it. So the defendant liable for paying was some of the big brokerage companies and the okay.
You know who's got a good handle on this is Scott McDonald. You should ask him about it. He was pretty well versed on it. He shared that with me.
Yeah. Well, I just it'll be interesting, and so if any of you guys hear more information about this, please let me know. I think it's important we all stay up on it.
Yeah,
because it does threaten to shift some of the infrastructure that we work with, and we should be educated on it, right? Well, Tim, I won't keep you any longer, and great to hear from most all of you. Gabriel, thank you for speaking up, and I do again wish you just a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving with your loved ones, and look forward to seeing you all again in 2 weeks.
Thank you, John. Happy Thanksgiving.
Everybody, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Happy Thanksgiving.